I firmly believe that you're only given as much as you can handle, as much negativity, as much failure, as much disappointment. This too shall pass. If you grasp for a new beginning, if you pull yourself up and move back into the world with a plan. So as foolish as it might sound, be thankful for your current limitations or failures, for they are building blocks from which to create greatness. You can go where you want to go. You can become what you want to become. You can do it all, starting now, starting right where you are. You've got to keep trying and trying and trying. You've got to have enough resolve to do it until. So be grateful for adversity, but for your future, make it work for you, not against you. Make your failures give birth to great opportunity, not prolonged agony. The world will willingly sit by and let you wallow in your sorrows until you die broke and alone. And here's what else the world will do. The world will step aside and let you by. Once you decide that your present situation is only temporary, once you decide to get back on your feet and make your mark. The world doesn't really care. So you have to. You have to care. In your own enlightened self-interest, give a run at adventure. Keep your eyes firmly on the achievement, on your ambition, and not merely existence and self-pity. Make a commitment to excellence.
You have to be relentless. You have to never let off the gas, never stop, never quit. Never allow anyone to talk you out of the dream, the vision, and ideas that God has sent you. And understand that for every level, there's another devil.
Never underestimate the power of small actions executed consistently. Never underestimate the power of momentum, because things in motion tend to stay in motion. And never underestimate yourself, because you are no different than any other change maker who has ever walked on this earth. I want you to think about one problem that you are passionate about. One problem that you want to start solving. And over the next 2 weeks, the next 14 days, I want you to come up with some small, consistent actions that you can begin implementing in your personal life to start solving this problem. And I promise you, you'll begin taking these actions, and it will start gaining momentum, and you will build a little initiative. And as you start to have an impact, people will begin asking you the question, how do you plan on changing the world? You take a little step back, put a big smile on your face, and respond with those 3 simple but extremely powerful words. Small, consistent actions.
The first thing you've got to do is decide if where I am hurts, if where I am is killing me, where do I want to be? Decide clearly and define where it is you want to be. What would it feel like to be more happy? Right? Define that, where do you want to be? When you're working in these moments of desperation, where things are just so raw that you need to survive, you start taking this kind of honest inventory of yourself and you put things together. That's how you do it. So decide where you want to be, look at your inventory, and figure out what needs to go and what you need to add, what you need to build on. This is how life works. You can do this stuff because once you do that, it puts you in a whole different place. It puts you in a place where you have the tools to save yourself. Right? When nobody's coming. Nobody's coming. When there's no help coming, what are you going to do? You're going to sit there and just die? So you've got to do this thing yourself. And how do you do this? You've got to get inside yourself and pull something out of yourself and get into this process that's saving yourself. It's going to be a process. Is it going to be hard? Yes, it's going to be hard. Is it going to be a struggle? Oh, I can guarantee that. Is there going to be some pain? You better believe there'll be some pain. But what you're going to discover is that you're a different creature. You're a different creature. You're not somebody who's living this pre-packaged life where everybody knows how your story is going to end, where everybody knows what's possible for you. No, that's not it. You're a different creature. Your blueprint is magnificent. Your blueprint is creative. You can do more than this. You can save yourself. You have the power to change your reality. You don't like where you are? You can change it. That's in you. That's what you discover. The kind of creature you are. The real nature of who you are. But you've got to be willing to reinvent yourself. And that's the key. That's the key. If you want to save yourself when you get in moments like these hard, difficult times when it looks like nothing is going to work, you're just going to rot and die and everything you've worked for is falling apart, nobody's going to help you, you've got to reinvent yourself.
Just keep moving forward. Stay busy. Moving in the right direction. Looking, opening doors, knocking on doors. finding a way out of no way.
When life goes from bad to unbearable.
So when you're knocked to your knees, your back is against you. Right? You've run out of money, you've run out of friends, people who believe in you and your ideas. You've been used up and thrown away. Right? You're desperate, you're afraid. And it hits you that this is it, this is do or die, and it's just me. Right? It's just me. That's how life works. In life, things will happen to you that you can't expect, you can't anticipate, you can't plan for. They just show up. And at that point, you have a decision to make. You have a decision to make. You can decide, I'm going to quit. It's over. I can't do this anymore. I've spent too much time, too much blood. I've spent so much building this thing, working on this dream, raising this man. I can't do this anymore. It's over with me. I quit. You can decide that. Or you can decide that no, this isn't it for me. This isn't how my story ends. This isn't it. I didn't spend all this time building this business, raising these kids, building this family just to walk out on it. I didn't spend all these years being sober just to quit. Now, I didn't get this far just to die like a dog in the street. No, this isn't it for me. This isn't over for me. No, I'm going to survive this. All right, nobody has my back, but it's do or die, and I'm going to survive this. You can decide that, and when you decide that, you're doing that in a moment of desperation. And here's what I've discovered about desperation. In desperation, you discover truth. Truth. Because the walls fall down. Oh, that's the false part. I don't want to say this truth because you got to get out of here. No time for games, no more excuses.
A lot of people give up. They surrender. They run with their tails between their legs. It's a God-ordained opportunity. There are opportunities here. In the midst of crises, 3 types of people going to come out of this. Millionaires, billionaires, and witnesses. People who stood around and watched. You have something special. You have greatness in you. And whatever, no test, no testimony, whatever is in front of you, you have the power to handle it. But I don't know what to do. Okay, got that. You don't know what to do. Figure it out. You don't have to know what to do. Walk by faith and not by sight. Figure it out. Everything that exists, somebody was willing to put in the energy and the time to figure it out.
And even when we see the power of it, the need for consistency, we all know that it's underrated. It's not celebrated. We can flip through Instagram and we can flip through social media and celebrate when someone loses. It's easy to celebrate when someone loses 50 pounds in 2 weeks, and we celebrate it and it's awesome, and I think we should. But it's easy to overlook the person who's maintained a weight for a whole year from consistently eating healthy, consistently working out, and consistently making decisions every day to maintain the year goal weight. It's easy to celebrate one-offs, to celebrate the moment, and we should. Hear me. I am just telling you that we get bored of consistency. You see, we assume in our culture today that growth, new levels, promotion all come quickly as a result of a moment of faith. We celebrate the tip of the iceberg, but what we often miss and what is underrated, Daniel, is this huge amount of consistent faith under the water. What areas of your life do you need to be more consistent in?
Some of your thoughts and visions are so big and so outlandish and so powerful and amazing. You'll end up talking yourself out of that dream from saying, I can't afford that. Well, guess what? There's a lot of shit I can't afford. There's a lot of visions and dreams that I still can't afford. I came here to remind you that when people laugh at your visions and ideas, it's only because they don't have their own visions and ideas around what they're supposed to do with their life or their careers. People that don't have their own visions, they become vision killers. They don't have dreams for themselves. They don't have any hopes. They're hopeless. They're uninspired, unmotivated. They have no dreams. They have nothing they're ambitious about. But I want to remind you to continue to dream. Dream big. I have a habit I'm dreaming with my eyes open. I get very inspired by the things I see. I just wanted to remind you to dream and dream big. You have to be able to see what doesn't exist in order to be able to pull off or achieve what in most people's minds seems to be impossible. Only those that can see the invisible, being able to see what's not there. What is your vision? What is your idea? What was that God-sent dream? Only those that can see the invisible can do what seems to be impossible.
You have to be awfully immature to think that every day is going to be a good day. Some days are better than other days. And some days, if it ain't one thing, it's another.
Sometimes bad things, horrible things happen to good people. And I don't know why, but life isn't fair.
Life isn't fair. Life just is. It wasn't fair.
The fact that you're still alive and still on this earth, even though it's been challenging and rough, and sometimes you get discouraged and uninspired to keep going, God has a plan. You will grow through what you go through. Everything that you're going through, at some point, it makes no sense to you right now. But at some point, God is going to reveal to you why all of these issues, challenges, and problems continue to show up, and what you were supposed to learn from it.
A good person in the wrong place, in the wrong time, can end up just a victim of fate and of reality. And it can be horrible and heart-wrenching. And disease, cancer, MS, and horrible diseases, and accidents. But when those bad things happen, what are you going to do? How are you going to lead? Are you going to get angry? Are you going to start going down the spiral of negativity? Are you going to let this horrible situation dictate the way you feel and the way you handle it?
All I need you to do is not throw away your confidence. All I need you to do is stay in the game. All I need you to do is put one foot in front of the other. All I need you to do is keep the confidence. Because if you persevere, there's a promise that has your name on it.
Like, the question becomes this: can you be committed to the process of what you're doing without being emotionally attached to the results of what you're doing? Regardless of situation, regardless of circumstance, regardless of what happened, I'm going to show up and I'm going to give everything I got to it because I'm working for something that's totally different. Can you be committed to the process of what you're doing without being emotionally attached to the results of what you're doing? In other words, if you don't get what you thought you was going to get, will you still be the same individual? If the situation don't turn out the way you thought it would turn out, will you still be the same individual? The quote says it: you judge the character of a man not by where he stands in times of comfort and convenience. You judge the character of a man by where he stands in times of challenge and controversy. Right? I'm talking concrete commitment. Right? Not that commitment, I'm going to show up, I'll be there, coach. Yeah, I go to meetings. Yeah, I'm gonna go out. I might run hard. Not that, man. Not that counterfeit stuff. I'm talking concrete commitment. I'm talking a commitment that says I am going to stay true to what I said I would do long after the move that I've said it in his life. Right? Because when you're in them seats, it's easy to talk about what you're going to do. Right? But Mike Tyson said it. Everybody got a plan until they get punched in the mouth. Right? People don't burn out in life because of what they do. People burn out because life makes them forget why they do it. Go back and do some soul searching and think about when you first started.
Many people give up on the 1-yard line, where if they have the determination just to keep on knocking. It's a funny thing about life. If you're home one day and someone is knocking on the door and you say, I don't want to be bothered today. And if that person just keep on knocking, say, can you believe that fool's still knocking? Pretty soon you say, what? What do you want? And that's how you've got to be about your dream. Some people, well, I guess ain't nobody home. I knocked on the door, but nobody came. I guess opportunity probably went out the back door. Oh, no. See, life is not just that simple. It's not that cut and dry. And that's why most people never realize their personal greatness, because they're casual about life. And when you're casual about life, you will end up a casualty.
And I'm saying to you, if you keep going, if you keep looking for a way, where there's a will, there's a way. If you keep moving, if you keep falling forward, if you keep getting back up, something's going to happen. Bob Marley said something I like. He said, you never know how strong you are. Until being strong is all you have. You never know how strong you are until being strong is all you have. It's your only option. And you'll discover, if you don't panic, if you don't run, you'll discover you are stronger than you give yourself credit for being. Don't surrender. Don't give in.
Step up to the challenge. Be the one that other people look to. Absorb that impact. Absorb that negativity. Draw fire. Bring that pain to me. I can handle it when maybe others cannot. When bad things are happening, I am going to try and be the one good thing. And in fighting, we will win. And if not the battle, and if not the war, we will win because our spirit, it will never surrender. And that is the ultimate victory. To hold your head high, and even in the face of inescapable defeat, to stand and to fight. That is to win.
Dreams without goals remain dreams, just dreams, and ultimately fuel disappointment. Dreams without goals, yearly goals, life goals, monthly goals, hourly goals, minute by minute goals. Dreams without goals are just dreams, and they ultimately disappointment. Goals on the road to achievement cannot be achieved without discipline and consistency. You understand? Between goals and achievement are discipline and consistency.
Before you can be a painter who can paint what's beyond mere memory, you have to inculcate that discipline skill, and a lot of that is painful repetition and hard grinding work. It's the sacrifice of the present for the future. That's discipline as the precondition for freedom. But once you manage that, then things open up. And virtually everything you learn of value is like that. It's very, very, very difficult to learn to write. And there's arbitrary rules that you have to follow and bind yourself to. Disciplinary institutions, universities, are exactly that. They're places of guidance, and they're places to encourage people to develop the discipline that's necessary to see beyond the discipline. I mean, that's why we have disciplines, right? I mean, the words aren't there by accident. You have to narrow yourself first, and then you can broaden outward. And so that's part of the process of maturation. That's part of the sacrifice of childhood.
What we have to understand about developing ourselves and getting better is that it doesn't take brilliance, and it doesn't take a lot of time, and it doesn't even take a lot of effort, but it must be intentional. The fact that you don't get better automatically, you only get better because you intentionally make a decision to get better. To develop yourself, you've got to get out of the intending world and get into the doing. So if you want to develop yourself and you want to get better, just act on what you've already expressed that you want to do.